As we look at this new example, we can see that we have a quadratic, y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3, and a straight line, a linear equation, y equals 2x plus 1. The process is just the same as before, although the algebra could potentially be more difficult because of that x squared term. We know that y equals 2x plus 1, so I can write y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, as you look at that, you need to be able to identify, first of all, that it is a quadratic equation. Then you need to remember how to solve any quadratic equation. It must be set equal to 0. And so we do that. We start making the left-hand side equal to 0, just because that's easier than making the right-hand side equal to 0. And so we get to there. Now, we do have two choices here. Let's just do what I said and make it equal to 0 first of all. 0 equals x squared minus 4. There are two ways of tackling this, and in an actual question, in an assessment, you would only do one of these, but I want to show them both just so that you're clear what's going on. One option is to say 0 equals x squared minus 4, and recognize that as the difference of two squares, so that if you factorize it, you would get x plus 2, x minus 2 on the right hand side. Don't be lazy. Don't forget to put these zeros. You can't just work with the right hand side on its own. This 0 must appear. So we know then that either x plus 2 equals 0 or x minus 2 equals 0. That's two very simple equations to solve. X equals negative 2 for that one, and x equals positive 2 for that one. That is one way to deal with it. And that's probably the more standard way to deal with it. But option 2, which will lead to the same answer, is again 0 equals x squared minus 4. Now, this is a slightly unusual quadratic equation in that it doesn't have an x term in the middle. Because it doesn't, we do actually have the option of solving this in a slightly more, some people would say a slightly more normal manner. 4 equals x squared. Then we can square root both sides. The square root of x squared is obviously x. The square root of 4, some people would just say that it's 2. But you need to remember that it's plus or minus 2. Because positive 2 times positive 2 does make positive 4. But negative 2 times negative 2 also makes positive 4. And so whichever route you take, you do get the same two solutions. Once you've done that, you're then going to pull these into the right-hand column of working. We know that y equals 2x plus 1. And we have to work with x equals negative 2 from here. In which case we discover that y equals negative 3. Over here, we have to work with the positive version of 2. Y equals 2 times 2 plus 1. So what we've discovered is that the straight line, y equals 2x plus 1, intersects the curve at an x value of negative 2, pairing up with a y value of negative 3. But they also intersect at positive 2 for the x value, positive 5 for the y value. What's happening there is that we've got a curve that does something like this. Just a quick sketch. Y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3 looks something like that. The straight line, y equals 2x plus 1, looks something like that. And you can see that there are two intersections. This one will be the 2, 5. This one will be the negative 2, negative 3. So that's what's happening graphically, but we've solved it algebraically.